Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. We're going to bleed this morning. Yes, sir. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Let's do this roll call real quick because this dude getting on my nerves, man. this dude Tim, just on flat out say he getting on my nerves because you know what I really think he's doing. I just, you know, he's on YouTube now. He got his own podcast. Y'all saw him on the Brother Champ Sides on his panel. What was that, 2 weeks ago now, and he said a lot of things that were basically, to me, you know, I love this sport to a fault. And what's dangerous is Tim Bradley's a Hall of Fame fighter with a Hall of Fame resume. I have no problem with him being in a Hall of Fame, but what happens is when a man like that, with a resume like that, with accolades like that, say things like what he says, people will hold on to his words, especially if it suits their agenda, and their agenda is not pure, to be very blunt. You know, whereas your resume and what you did with your career and what you did in the ring has nothing to do with the fighters that you're, I'm not even gonna say critiquing. There's a difference in critiquing and just hating on fighters. And the smoke screen is the fact that he's a Hall of Fame fighter. But I'm glad he said what he said about Usyk, because just last week he was talking about Devin. Now he's talking about Usyk. And I want to see what the quote-unquote backlash is going to be. He can say what he wants about Devin and Bill, and people will be like, yeah. Now he done said it about Usyk. And that's what we're going to talk about. So let's do this roll call real quick. Mark Harrison, G. McCall, Stormy. Let me know if you want to link. Dill Spoolie, my brother At, Jarrell Freeman, Mind of Mansa Musa, King Bonnie, Rick Blackwell, Shaquilla, salute Queen, and thank you in that Cash App. Much love and appreciation. Thank you so much. Thank you. Rod Neal, as a matter of fact, a couple people had sent me Cash Apps. Wait, just 1 minute. I'm sorry. The sister Shaquilla, the brother Bernie, Tay. Salute to you guys, man. Much love and appreciation. Thank you. Rod Neal, salute, brother. Abdul Anwar, Derek Gaines, the legend, DP Rocker, my brother I Rock, salute, man. Much love and appreciation. I hope everyone had a good Christmas. Thank you, guys. Thank you, I Rock. I appreciate that. Chilltown Majors, Mac of Dose, Mac of the South. Dwayne Price, where you been? Salute. Unique Dawn, salute. Vince, what's good? Playboy plays in the building. Benjamin. He said Tim Bradley didn't lie about Usyk. All right, Benjamin, we're going to talk about it. Because I'm going to point out some things. As a matter of fact, let me highlight what Benjamin said. I don't know you, ain't beef, but we're going to talk about it. Brother Dean, hey, you changed your name, good brother? That's Zion Love, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kel2 Slimy, salute. So let's get into this. And actually, I brought my brother Ag Reach. Let me move this picture temporarily. Let me move this. Brother Ag, salute. You're on mute, brother.
I'm on mute, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm turning in to stay ready. Salute, bro, man. Appreciate you having me on here, bro. This is a great topic right here, man. It's a great topic. That's why I hit you up. And I was like, yo, let me, man. I appreciate it if you let me come on here, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all always supporting my bro. You know, like I said, man, when the whole family do good, we all do.
Yeah, no doubt. Tyler Swindle, my brother Connell Local in the building. Salute. Cameron Fields, salute. So I want to get to it. Well, let's start and work backwards. The brother Benjamin says Tim Bradley didn't lie about Usyk. Yeah, he did. And I'm gonna prove it just by saying this. Once Usyk became undisputed at any weight class, that's Hall of Fame worthy. All right?
He's gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
He's gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
He's going to be.
But watch this. Whether you like him or not, that's Hall of Fame worthy. Now, being in the Hall of Fame and being an all-time great, those are all two different things. Mike, a salute.
Yes.
But now, once he went to heavyweight and did what he did, he is now in the conversation of being an all-time great by today's standards. Now, you can do different things. People do different things. Let's use basketball as an example. You know, I remember coming up because I came up in the 80s, the Jordan era. I remember the draft and everything. Sam Bowie, and he was like number 4 on the pick. No one knew he was going to be Michael Jordan. No one knew that, right?
Drew showing his age. Look at Drew.
Right now, he starts. Right now, he starts doing his thing, and right away, the OGs back when I was a kid was saying, "Well, he's good, but he ain't no Dr. J."
I knew you would say that. I knew you.
He's good, but he got to get past Bird. He can't get past Bird. He can't get past Magic. Once he started doing that, the new conversation became, well, Magic old. Well, Bird is old. But if you talk to Bird and Magic, they give you the stories like, no, he's just that good. He's just that good. Okay, fast forward to today. LeBron James. Now, I can say what I want. Everyone says things like, oh, well, he couldn't play in the 80s, in the 90s, because he's a flop master. That's how everyone plays the game today. Everyone's, there's barely any defense. There's off the fast break, I see more of these kids standing in front of people to catch the offensive foul than actually playing the ball. That turned me off from the game, but that's whatever. But by the numbers, when LeBron hangs it up, by the numbers, he's going to be a top 50 player. That's just it. I don't care how you feel about it. I could say, well, Michael did a majority of his thing with the team that drafted him. But my pet peeve about the league today is that there are no franchise players. These guys get drafted, they stay on that team for 3 to 5 years, and they leave. So you have an all-time great that has been on maybe 4 different teams.
Yeah, him and Kobe is probably like the last.
Yeah, I think Tim Duncan and Kobe and I know I'm missing.
That's like your age. They the last of that.
They're the last of that.
It's kind of like with Floyd and Pacquiao with the pay-per-views.
That's what I'm saying. Right. So like those blockbuster pay-per-views. The days of that is gone, man. You'll never see numbers like that. You'll see a blockbuster fight that might touch $1 million, but Floyd has done that over and over and over again, but technology has changed. Boxing has changed. You'll never see Floyd Mayweather numbers again, unless it's a clown fight like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. That's it. But even that was
Did
so.
we get the numbers to that? And that's a good point. Did we even get the numbers to that, big bro?
Nah, but it was marketed different. If you already had Netflix, you saw the fight.
Yeah,
But
I had it. I seen it.
If it was a regular $50 pay-per-view, I wouldn't have bought it. I'm even gonna hold you. I wouldn't have bought it.
Me neither.
Right. So times have changed. Now, regardless of how I feel about LeBron, and I don't feel like no bad way about LeBron. I'm just saying there's certain things that I see that I question, which is why I put Michael Jordan over LeBron. It's nothing like personal, nothing crazy like that. I'm just saying there's certain intangibles why I put Jordan over LeBron. Okay.
I put Kobe over LeBron.
Me too. Me too. But as it pertains to boxing, once Usyk beat Tyson Fury, and the boxing public have yourselves to thank for this. We were telling you what you were dealing with Tyson Fury. We were telling you that. Y'all put him on a pedestal. Y'all said, oh, he beat Deontay, quote unquote, 3 times. Y'all did that after telling us that Deontay wasn't ish. Y'all did that. So I don't understand how Deontay ain't ish, but Fury beat him, right? And y'all have him on his pedestal, and then as soon as he gets to Saudi, he gets knocked around by Francis Ngannou and loses to Fury twice. All right? Now watch this. I'm going to say Francis Ngannou beat Fury like how y'all say Fury beat Wilder in the first fight. How y'all like that? Take that. Now, so I could be petty too. But it is what it is, right? All right, cool. So now Fury's looking normal in Saudi, and he's not getting off like he is in racist America and the UK, his home backyard.
I said that. I said the same thing that you're saying right now.
This is what I'm saying.
Because there was people that was picking, not to cut you off, big bro.
Mm-hmm.
There was people that was saying, yo, I got Tyson Fury. I think because of the cheating, the beard, the trunks being up, all the little things, which the little things do matter in boxing. But I knew that Usyk was skilled enough to get through. I just believed. And I don't think as far as boxing wise and adjustment wise, I think that Usyk had more tools in the toolbox.
I agree.
Right.
And I'm glad the fight happened in Saudi because I don't trust Fury fighting anywhere else. I don't trust him fighting in America. Oh, I'm sorry, he can't come to America. Womp, womp, womp. I don't trust him fighting in the UK. I don't trust anything about this guy. Saudi is the only place you'll get a fair shake. And once he beat Tyson Fury, Usyk became undisputed in not 1, but 2 divisions. And another thing you want to do, look at who he fought at the heavyweight division. All right, let me read this super chat. My brother Nada86 in that super chat salute. He says, salute Drew and salute to the mighty LDBC. Salute to you, man. Much love and appreciation. So by today's standards, that was my point of bringing up LeBron James. Right? The league is different. The NBA is different. The NFL is different. The game is different. By today's standards, Usyk is an all-time great. And all I'm saying is, don't blame me. The fans did this. This is what y'all get for not holding fighters accountable. This is what y'all get. Y'all get this. And I'm not disrespecting Usyk. I'm saying this is what we get. The standard, the bar is not as high as it used to be. This is what happens when you don't, all right, Stormy. This is what happens when you don't force fighters to fight their contemporaries. You get this. I told y'all something real small that it's gonna go over y'all head, and some of y'all are gonna just say, just let it fall by the wayside. We were in Brooklyn waiting for Usyk to come greet us and everything. He stopped short in California. He ducked Deontay, y'all. He ducked Deontay. That's a fact. And when he was asked, why won't you fight Deontay? His response was, because. Y'all don't believe me? Give me a minute. Let me send this link out to the sensei.
we believe you. I'm gonna just say this too. Another thing that was disrespectful was when they said Tyson Fury would beat Muhammad Ali, and then now we see the stats. And I was one of them people that was like, Shakur, why? You know what I'm saying? Usyk is 6'3". He's around the same weight as Ali was. Only difference is that one is a southpaw and another one is an orthodox fighter. It's probably the only difference between the two. So, and their styles are different. It's like they're both mainly boxers. Usyk showed me that he could box mid-range and outbox. So, I think Usyk is definitely a phenomenal talent. Where would you rate Usyk in as far as, would you say top 5 or top 10 in your list?
I ain't even going that high.
I'm
not going that high.
You in the stratosphere as me.
Yeah, I'm not. No. Now let me say this. Let me be very clear when I say this.
Okay.
To say that someone's an all-time great is not to say that they're beating these all-time greats. I'm saying by today's standards. What are today's standards? I'll give you an example of today's standards while I'm looking for this video. Today, War Report, salute. Today's standards is the bar high? The bar's not that high. You don't have to do much. For example, Vasily Lomachenko. That's why I have this picture there. Vasily Lomachenko. And this is interesting. Tim Bradley loves Vasily Lomachenko. But the man got a title shot in his second pro fight and lost. Was it his second pro fight? But he was getting shit fairly early. The bar is not as high as it used to be. And this is the direct result of these fighters not being forced to face their contemporaries. Y'all don't like it. The haters don't like to hear it. Devin Haney's already a Hall of Famer because of what he accomplished. Y'all don't want to hear it, but it's true. The bar is so low. Ryan Garcia never held a belt, but he's held to this high praise. For what? Do belts matter or not? Tank Davis is held to this high praise. But there was a lot of activity at 135 that he didn't interject in. But you talk to some fans of his, they'll say, oh, well, when you ask him, is he an all-time great? They'll actually think about it and try and make the case in their mind. You can't do that. There needs to be a standard. Like there needs to be a standard. Like the pound for pound list. I see people put heavyweights on the pound for pound list. You can't do that. It doesn't make sense. And then when you try to explain that to these new people, these new fans, a 20-year-old, a 19-year-old, they don't know any better. I've seen pound for pound lists, I swear to God, years ago, where they factored in revenue generated. Come on, man. They've tainted the whole criteria. So I asked, what is the criteria of being an all-time great? Tank generated a lot of money. But look at the resume. The resume is not as good as Haney's. The accomplishment is not as good as Haney's. Ryan Garcia, same thing. And if they retire without fighting each other, you're still going to have knuckleheads 20 years from now saying, oh, well, Tank would have beat him. They could have fought. Tank said no. So getting back to Usyk, by today's standards, because the bar is set where it is, and with total respect to him, y'all set this bar. So according to the bar that y'all set, I don't know what Tim is talking about. He went undisputed at cruiserweight, went to heavyweight. He got in some great work at heavyweight, and he beat the guy that y'all put on the pedestal. Remember, Tim, when that fat bastard Tyson Fury was allowed in America, y'all at ESPN allowed him to run around with no shirt on, with a blazer on, looking like he smelled like cabbage, and singing Bye Bye Miss American Pie and Happy Birthday to Bob Arum. Y'all did that. And y'all say, oh, well, he's the heavyweight champion of the world. He could do what he wants. Y'all did that. So Usyk comes up there and whoops this guy not once but twice, and you want to say he's not an all-time great? How dare you? Now, I don't care how you feel about Usyk in comparison to Ali. I'm not comparing them to everybody on the all-time great list. But I will ask anybody, if you don't agree that Usyk doesn't deserve to be talked about amongst the all-time greats, tell me your all-time great list. And I can tell you what you think you know about boxing. Tell me who your list is. I'm going to tell you that all-time great. I'm not putting Usyk top 10. I'm not doing that. But due to his accomplishments and his accolades and the fact that he's still undefeated, he's an all-time great. Stormy, good morning, good brother.
Good morning. Salute to everybody. What's going on?
I can't wait to hear what you got to say, good brother. I know.
Yeah, it's, listen. I left a message on. It's ironic that you're having this conversation, because I left a message on X, Twitter this morning. My videos over the past couple of days have been cooking on Fury, Usyk. They're coming together, the fight they had, the results, all of that. But my message on X this morning was, boxing followers are fickle. As soon as someone wins and establishes their superiority over another, in this case Usyk, UD over Fury, they're immediately looking for who can beat him.
Right.
Instead of congratulating and acknowledging his accomplishments.
Right.
But not Fury over Deontay, though.
Yep.
You see, because when he got the so-called victory over Deontay, they immediately wanted to tell you how great he was, didn't they?
That's
they
right.
Were telling you, they were like, oh, and even they had people like Shitty Cuz coming out here saying things like, oh, this guy is so great, he could beat Ali, and he's better than Ali, he's on par with Ali, and all of that foolishness. But never wanted to give Deontay credit for what Deontay was accomplishing. But as soon as he had a so-called, and I say so-called, alleged victory over Deontay, they want to anoint the guy.
That's right.
But you said Deontay was nothing. So how are you anointing him for anything if Deontay was nobody? Now Fury loses to Usyk, who held much better class and performance over him, and they don't want to acknowledge that Usyk is good, who came up from a lower weight.
That's right.
And beat the two most popularly sentimented best heavyweights in the world. Back to back, basically.
Yep.
Joshua and Fury. So what are we doing here? You're making no sense. And you're also solidifying Drew's position when he says that, you're trying to talk about someone's achievement, whether they're Hall of Fame or whatever. You mentioned earlier, the bar has been set so low, right?
That's right.
No, there's no bar anymore.
It
you
is.
know why? Because they want people to be able to have representation. That's why the performance enhancing drug problem is so prevalent in the sport of today. It's not me, it's not you, it's not brothers that look like us popping dirty.
Nope.
It's everybody else who are not like us popping dirty to be able to compete with us.
As of late, yeah.
And that was originally designed going way back to World War II. They wanted to create super soldiers because they couldn't deal with the super you-know-what. Yeah. Because it wasn't until they started allowing us to really legitimately be a part of that process that they like, wow, those soldiers are something else. They're a little special. They're strong. They're fast. Can't see them at night. all kinds of stuff, right? But I'm not telling you any lies. So that representation. Now remember, that moniker that Floyd Mayweather termed very popular during his career, when he would say hard work, dedication, right? That always worked, and it always will. But see, cheating doesn't get you there.
That's right.
No, cheating can get you representation. And it seems to be that's all they settle for. Otherwise, you wouldn't have someone like Larry Merchant coming on air to say something like, bye-bye, Miss American Pie.
Yep.
Is this the last of the Black Hope?
That's what he said. That's exactly what he said.
But to channel a lyric from one of our most classic songs, you can hope to the Pope and pray it ain't dope. But hey, that's not the representation that is going to really win out in the end. Alexander Usyk, we already know what his country is going through. But if you look at the history of those fighters in the Olympics and everything, you'll see that there has been a steady increase of accomplishment because they've turned their nose toward hard work and dedication.
That's right.
And as I said in my video that premiered this morning, shame on you if you didn't see it, I talked about Usyk being prepared for everything that Fury could do.
That's right.
In the first fight. But because Fury never elevated in the first fight, he got a split decision victory over him. And the split decision was more out of giving Fury consideration than it was acknowledging Usyk's performance. Now, this second fight, do you realize that most people will have you believe that the second fight was closer? Bull crap. He beat that man. I had it scored 9-2 with 1 round even, and the even round that I gave was the first. And I'm not one to give even rounds. I like to be more decisive. But I saw how that fight started, and I was like, okay. But as Fury tried to come out and take the play initially, before the end of the round, Usyk was right there and had met his challenge. So what are we doing? The likes of Tim Bradley, who has now you know he's phasing off of ESPN, right? Because the boxing is supposedly not going to be anymore. So now he's trying to be smart. And I hate when stupid people try to be smart. Because it really shows you what's really not there.
Yeah.
But he's trying to be controversial now. He's trying to make it seem like, oh, well, you know, I'm a professional fighter. So, you know, when I say this, it's got to be as real as can be. Dude, you done licked so many boots. Your breath smell like shoe polish. I don't want to hear nothing that you say because it's all fraudulent. I remember you doing that little roll over the back of your neck in the ring when that fighter dropped you and you made it look all dramatic and everything. I remember you crying to Pacquiao's support crowd that you was apologetic for being competitive with Pacquiao and everything. I won't say you beat him because I don't think you beat him, but you got a decision, huh? And you was on deletion watch through the whole process, huh?
That's right.
And no one forgets the fact that you ran away from Arrow, you ran away from Floyd, you ran from a lot of people. You did. And now you're on TV and you're saying these other things, but you've been found out. And people know who you are, man. And you're a disgrace. Because for you to not want to acknowledge another's position of accomplishment and achievement, what unifications has he done? What undisputed has he brought? How many divisions has he conquered?
Crickets.
I'll wait.
He ain't conquer him, but he only a 2 division
And
champion.
the next time I see somebody like him that lets a Caucasian man slap him on the face and pat him on the top of his head as if to say, good doggy, I might want to get in my car and take a plane or something and go over there and do something that I shouldn't do to break the law.
See, y'all, that's over y'all head, man. That's over y'all head. That somersaulting in the ring and good doggy pat on the head. Y'all even know what we talking about here? There's a lot of things that are symbolic. Y'all not paying attention, man. Y'all don't know what it's like. Y'all don't pay attention. I always tell that story all the time. When I got home and saw Larry Merchant on the TV sitting on the couch, on a PBC couch, a PBC couch, a PBC couch, a PBC couch. When I do that, I do it for a reason. I said, what's this? And who let Larry Merchant in the goddamn house? What's going on? Bye, Miss American Pie. Is this the last we've seen, and no offense, of the great Black Hope? And Sean Porter sitting there smiling with all of his teeth out, looking like an attack animal, a barracuda, the xenomorph from Aliens, smiling with an afro. Imagine a xenomorph with a fucking afro. That's Sean Porter. A xenomorph with cornrows. That's Sean Porter. I said, wait a minute. Did this nigga not hear what he said? The fuck? I could have been sitting there. I'd have got up and walked off the set. Y'all are not on code. There's something wrong with y'all. That's a problem. Salute to Eric Jordan, that super chat. Much love. He says, take an inch on Bradley. Love Miguel clapping for him. Sell out.
Miguel! Miguel!
Eric says Usyk is kryptonite, aka the ninja sword. The ninja sword to weak ass Fury. I got you right now, good brother. Where's that?
Give power to my nigga sword!
All day. Hey, yo, act. I bet you didn't know what that bar was.
Nah, I didn't. Nah.
Yo, hope to the Pope and pray it ain't dope. That's Public Enemy. That's Chuck D, Public Enemy. The song is called Don't Believe the Hype. How fitting. How fitting. How fitting.
You know me, man. I will always make the connection, even if it do go over people's head, right? But that's what it's supposed to do. Because you know what? The message ain't for everybody.
It's not. How fitting that song. Don't believe the hype. Let me go to
I gotta look for that song. Drew always gives
it's off their first album. It's off the first album. Act, your thoughts. Let me ask you a question, Act. If Usyk is not an all-time great,
okay.
Think of all the fighters from the last, let's go 4 years. If Usyk is not an all-time great, do we have any all-time greats fighters that are in the last 4 years, from the last 4 years until right now, active or not? Do we have any all-time greats, in your opinion?
That's a really good question. I think we do. I think we have certain all-time greats in their realm and what they do, at least. But I don't think that. I don't like to really rate people until they retire. You feel me, Drew? I'm one of those guys. Like,
okay.
I like to make sure everything is all said and done. So maybe I can't say that because everybody, but I know one person that I know, to me, that will be an all-time great when it's all said and done. I think Terrence Crawford is an all-time great. When
I would agree.
Get up, and I'm talking about, we ain't even got to talk about the moves that he makes. I'm talking about from a skill aspect. He's definitely an all-time great. The man is in depth into switching from southpaw to orthodox. The man can change the trajectory of his punches. You know, he could transition from offense to defense really good. You know, he got good punch placement. He got good feet placement and hand position. You know, I could keep checking off boxes.
Still undefeated.
Still undefeated.
Okay.
And he finds himself. He moves up. He does what you know, I feel like a lot of my old heads told me, like, when you great and there's nobody else there, and you beating everybody, let's move up. Terrence Crawford has done that.
Undisputed in 2 divisions. He fought his number 1 contemporary.
I don't know.
Right. He fought his number 1 contemporary.
He did.
Okay. I don't like the possibility of the Canelo fight. Not the fact that I feel he'll lose it, but I just don't want to. That's personal with me. I don't want anyone in the ring.
If he wins that fight,
oh, it's over. He needs to retire if he wins that fight.
Okay. That's a Storm. OG, what you think about if he beats Canelo? Because I know you like me. You probably feel like he beats Canelo. But
what's that now?
What do you feel like? What do you think he should do next if he beats Canelo? If he gets
Bud?
Crawford, yeah, Bud.
If he gets the fight with Canelo and he defeats him, he's going to retire.
Good, and he deserves it. He deserves every accolade,
and that would be a great way to walk out.
Yeah, I agree,
because he's putting himself in a position for to gain, acclaim. He's trying to cement legacy. That's what I see for him. There are other matchups that he can fight, and there'll be great fights for boxing and great fights for us to tune into and everything. But again, like I spoke about Usyk and his accomplishments, has he not earned that though? Has he not earned the opportunity to pursue something that's personal to him? It's not his fault that certain people kept him at bay and on the outside and on the other side of the street and all that stuff for the long time that they did. But it is his fault that he did not gain independence earlier also. But that independence is not necessarily something that would have garnered him what he ended up achieving. It's just that doors, roads, and avenues began to shut down anyway.
Right.
But he didn't have to sign with Bob that second time. He didn't have to do that. But since he has left, he's learned a great deal. And he's operated off of that independence to a degree that I'm sure he will tell you. I mean, he had that sit down with Andre Ward where he revealed a lot of honest stuff. If that question would have been asked, do you wish you kind of would have made a move toward independence a little sooner, for yourself? He probably will say, most definitely. But see, this is the part that we talk about on this air all the time. When, like, look at Boots Ennis right now. He's run into some heavy boo-boo. Making that move that he made. And it's damaging his brand. Nobody thinks that he's not a good fighter. But boy, is he looking like a dummy. Yeah. Because the people that he's aligned himself with and everything, they're not operating in his best interest at all. At all. Not. You can painfully see it. However, what was wrong with going over there and trying to align yourself with Bill Haney? I'm going to tell you why. Because you buy into the same thing that a lot of these content creators and some of the media people write and all of that. Even look at this latest crap that's coming out about Devin and his so-called personal life. And all of that stuff is a distraction. You know why? Because it's keeping you down here.
Yep.
For denying yourself the opportunity to ascend. And you guys can't even see that. You are so willing to go out and put these people down and everything, and all they've done was shine a light toward a pathway of independence and successful economic empowerment, something they don't want you to have.
That's right. Talk to them, Stormy. They don't get it. They don't
understand how this works for you. But you'll get on here and you'll talk about us. You'll try to come in these chats and write little stuff, hoping we'll get distracted and detracted and derailed off of what the real message is supposed to be. And I have to say this honestly, my brother Drew allowed that to happen the other day. But When you got somebody like me here, I'm going to always bring it back home because they don't want me to say these things, but I'm here for a purpose, a greater, grand purpose than many of you could ever possibly believe. But I've been shown, and that's why I'm here. If Boots Ennis decided, I'm going to go over here and talk to Bill Haney, even as a so-called advisor. Where's Al Heyman, by the way? Anyway, as an advisor to help get me where I would like to go. You don't think Bill will try to help him? He's been trying to help all of you. But you're so busy buying into niggerdom that you can't see kingdom. The kingdom of hope and prosperity. You got people out there right now looking at their screens with a mean mug because of what I'm saying. Not endorsing, not saying, well, damn, that's food for thought. But that's why I've always said, everybody ain't gonna make it.
Goddamn right.
Bud Crawford has earned the right to do whatever he wants to do with his career. And he's talking about taking on challenges. Many of you don't think he can get it done. Fine, let's see it happen. But when Canelo decides to fight a former sparring partner for a title that'll assist in him becoming undisputed, instead of taking on a real legitimate former champion and contender like Darrell, you guys will accept that.
Yep.
Well, he's daring to be great. How? How is that daring to be great? Daring to be great would have been giving that man, David Benavidez, a shot at his title that y'all wrongfully took from him in the first place, instead of making him fight 3 or 4 title eliminators and then pretending that you can't pronounce his name. That would be daring to be great, because that's the next generation right behind your ass, and you ain't trying to sacrifice nothing. But you have lined yourself through all these different apps, television platforms, and drained their swamp of their resources. And I'll say it again live if I never said it live before. You got the cartel backing you.
Goddamn right. You goddamn
right. You
right.
don't think people smart enough to know this? But they won't say certain things on the air. Because it's a dirty business. It's very dirty.
John Ryder in Mexico. Come on now. Ain't no one asked for that. John Ryder in Mexico. His brother getting kidnapped. John Ryder in Mexico. There's no correlation. Y'all need to stop. This is a dirtbag business, man.
But Bud Crawford goes to Dubai, and people saying, oh, what is he doing? Is he going over there with Daniel Kinahan? Oh, but Bud can't travel. Bud can't shake hands with people. But y'all see who been shaking hands with the devil for years, and you ain't said nothing.
Spotlight's on us all the time.
Bud can do whatever he want to do.
Man, salute to Eric Jordan. Says shitty cuz believe Miguel that he would save Fury. Hell no. Mr. Blap, salute to you, brother, in that super chat. Salute, you say, yo, the sensei cooking. They are turning boxing into the WWE right before our face. But Turkey, exactly. I don't want to hear shit about Turkey. Because Turkey's talking Turkey. He's getting shit done. And I know everything is okay till it's not okay. But until Turkey proves to me that he can't be trusted, I'll deal with it accordingly. But right now, as a supporter of the sport, what am I going to do? Not tip my hat to what he's doing? You understand? What's the alternative? There's a lot of PBC fighters right now that are looking for Al. They're not happy with Al, and Al disconnecting his phone and all this other. What's the state of the PBC? How about this? Ask Tank, who's supposed to be carrying this thing. He's not happy. Do we have a fight on March 1st? I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. What's with those press conferences? What's the undercard? What's going on? Why is he angry? What is going on? What is happening? That's what I'm asking. I was just ready to tear the fight down because no, I'm not checking for no Lamar Roach. Now we ain't got no venue. Now Lamar Roach saying, "What are you talking about? The fight's canceled." I'm in training camp. Yeah, Lamar, you was in training camp before. You thought you was fighting in Houston. You was the last to get the news, and you're in the fucking ring. So please stop talking to me about the PBC. I reserve the right to ask what's going on. Gone are the days of me just backing the black man because he's black. Tribalism goes but so far with me. To me, that's like saying, oh, well, ignore Raheem on the corner. He's selling drugs because he's trying to feed his family. Get the fuck out my neighborhood with that. And that's not who we are. Tell Raheem to get off the corner and get a real job, man. I'm not justifying anything. This is my sport and it's tainted. But let's bring it back full circle. Bud is a Hall of Famer and he's an all-time great as it stands right now. Because if you ask the same thing about Canelo, people are going to tell you that he is an all-time great. And as great as his resume is, I could find you a bunch of faults. Just like Floyd. Just like Usyk. Wait, hold on. I got something for y'all. Yeah, wait, hold on, not this. Y'all thought I was bullshitting? I made this short. This is Usyk, y'all. Listen.
People believe at some point you'll fight Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Who do you believe is the more difficult fight for you?
Я думаю, що з Вайлдером.
I think Wilder.
Why?
Чому?
Because.
Чому?
Just because.
Just because. Well, I hope we get to find out the answer to both of those questions.
Чому?
Because.
Чому?
Because.
Чому?
Because.
Чому?
Because.
I edited the music and everything else, but I promise you, that's a real interview. That was Radio Raccoon talking to him. And that was his response because we were waiting for him at the Hell in This fight. I called my buddy Vasily. He's a Russian, a Ukrainian translator. He used to work for HBO. He's in New York. He lives in the Bronx. I said, look, Usyk's coming to the Barclays. You should come through. And he got a credential to get in all venues. He said, I'll meet you there. He called me during the event. He said, is he there? I said, I haven't seen him. He said, all right, well, let me know. I'm around. He never showed up. Usyk never showed up. I get a text, I believe, from Xavier. He said, Usyk is in California right now. I said, oh, I guess he's not coming. The idea was this was after like the Ukrainian war kind of like leveled out. Usyk was going to come back to the ring, and the word was he was going to get in the ring and, you know, chop it up with Wilder. He never made it. Now I know there's people watching this somehow, or what Usyk will do to Wilder and up. Guess what? He didn't do it. And that fight could still possibly happen. I know. Everyone's talking about, oh, well, Usyk will do this. All right, my thing is do it. That's all I'm saying. Do it. But Usyk is in a position right now where he don't have to. Why? He done beat Fury twice. He's on top of the world. He's undisputed, or whatever they got going on, because every time someone becomes undisputed, they like to take belts from people. You understand what I'm saying? So this is crazy talk right here. But I'm not cutting down Usyk. Let's talk about what he has done. How dare Tim Bradley say he's not an all-time great? Because about today's standards, who is an all-time great? Who's an all-time great over Usyk right now? We mentioned Bud. You want to say Canelo? Okay, fine. I could talk about popping dirty with drugs. You see how that works? You want to leave drugs out of it? Y'all let me know. You want to leave drugs out of it? Fine, let's leave drugs out of it. If you say Canelo's an all-time great and Bud's an all-time great, why is Usyk not an all-time great? Who's an all-time great? Fury? Who?
I would put Usyk above Canelo personally.
Me too.
Because he got that 2-time undisputed, resume under his belt. And like I said, the dudes that he just recently fought. If we're gonna look at what have you done for me lately, Canelo hasn't done anything for us.
True.
And I got a name y'all didn't mention that I'll put him on par with Canelo, but he's today. Devin Haney.
Go ahead, elaborate, brother.
Did he not become undisputed at lightweight despite the roadblocks that they tried to put up for him, and people trying to make things more difficult, people trying to not allow him the opportunities? He still became, and then became a second division champion by taking on a man who at the time that he defeated him had a reputation for being one of, if not the best guy in the division at that time. And then they tried to take that away from him by putting the guy down and everything. But it's like, you can't have it both ways. You can't tell me that he's nothing and nobody, but the guys that you love and support are doing nothing for nobody, but he's trying to do this for everybody. So my sensibilities are so sharp and acute that you can't make me understand your way of thinking. Nigga them. It don't work here. Take a hike with that.
Yo, I don't know whose page this dude JSN1. I wasn't watching the chat, but y'all gotta watch that because I just picked that up. He was talking, but I don't know what the fuck. Whatever. I blocked him, But Jesus Christ, what the hell are you talking about? And you see, this is what I'm saying. We're checking Tim Bradley, so he's in here talking about he don't know what it's like to be a white and pretty white skin. Bro, get out of here with that, bro. And you see, what I'm not gonna let y'all do, I'm not gonna let y'all hijack the conversation and make it a race thing. I'm not gonna let y'all do that. I never heard Usyk say anything racist or nothing like that. I'm judging him based off of his accomplishments and his talent in the ring. How about that? So you take your racist rhetoric and go somewhere with it, because I don't see you in here talking about what they did to Devin Haney. I never seen you before, dude. And it was completely racist. I don't see Expert Genius, salute. I don't see you in here when we were talking about how Bud had that conversation with Al Heyman, and he released what was spoken about, and that was black man to black man to black man. How Errol and Bud had to get that fight done, minus Al Heyman. I don't see you in here talking about how you're upset with what Teofimo Lopez said about black people. Whatever monkey wants to get a banana. I never saw you here before, dude. But magically, I'm talking about Usyk and how Tim is wrong, and we're talking about boxing. And you're in here with the racist stuff. But when there is racist stuff that we've pointed out, never seen you before. Like the sensei says, you the one of the people that be peeping through the blinds. And when something suits your agenda, here you come. Anyway, I want to give him my brother $1 Trillion Dreams. He says, beat Josh twice, beat Fury twice, beat Dubois. Debatable, but on paper he beat him. Undisputed 2 weight classes, and he did it on the road in other people's backyards. No whole time advantages. Yeah.
And he's been doing it since the amateurs because he's an Olympian gold medalist as well.
That's right.
I think he the best one from that cloth.
So when you talk about that, and that goes back to what I spoke about earlier when I talked about pedigree. When you got class, and then you got someone who's done nothing but show their ass. it's going to come down to a simple thing. Talent tells all. I'm serious. It's as simple as that. You can want who you want. You can be tribal and all of that. Usyk is tribal. He has always upheld his Ukrainian background, but
right.
not to the degree that he make you dislike
That's right.
that aspect of who he is. You see what I'm saying? There is a difference. There's a way to be proud about how you represent, and then there's a way to be foolish about what you're doing and how you are disrespectful to your profession and everyone else who participates in it. You see, the one thing that no one does is, matter of fact, how about this? Remember in the first fight, the man was kissing his crucifix in between rounds, and they were trying to suggest that he was doing something illegal.
In asthma inhaler. Yes, man.
But the guy he was fighting has done nothing but illegal shit for his career.
Right. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe
they don't talk about it. Have they even mentioned the fact, like you do it all the time, Drew, that the guy can't even fight in the U.S. anymore?
They never talk about it.
Or
the guy. Oh, by the way, Tank was one of the people that called Usyk a cheater when he did that. How about that, y'all? How about that for consistency? I said, wait a minute, dude.
He carries it.
Come on, man. Stop the show. Scrapbook Boxing in the building. Happy holidays, good brother. Scrapbook Boxing is in the building. Go subscribe to Scrap. When I say go get that education, okay, you want to talk about all-time greats? I could lay down my all-time great top 10, and if Scrapbook told me, Drew, you know, I disagree with this, I'm shutting up and I'm listening. That's it. That's it. You want to know about this sport? You want to be educated about what the sport really is? Go subscribe to Scrapbook Boxing and just listen. Pick a video and just listen. Go learn about the Black Murderers Row. Go learn about the beginnings, the humble beginnings. Matter of fact, the beginnings of boxing wasn't even humble, man. And this is why we are the way we are today. Don't take my word for it.
Allow me to say this about that, what you're just saying. It's easy for someone to go and learn about Black Murderers Row. What's not easy is to get the entire unadulterated truth about Black Murderers Row. That's why I don't talk about it very much, because I don't like to just skim the surface. You got people out here, major content creators, just because they discovered it and they think it's something, they think they've come across something. You go to Scrapbook Boxing to learn about boxing, the history of the sport, the circumstances that people have found themselves. This man has sat down and interviewed actual personalities who were once very prominent as these guys you're talking about on today's show. He has been in there. He's been at the fights. He's talked to the managers. He's talked to the former fighters and trainers. He knows the sport that way. He has a voluminous book coming out that is going to give you further information on the history of the sport. He's not a person that is a surface dweller. Okay, he is a person of depth and knowledge that you guys would need to go to university to obtain. So let it be said correctly that when you talk about that man and his contributions and what he is able to share, it is disrespectful for anyone to just gloss over, because it is like getting a genuine education on the sport when you get anything from Scrapbook Boxing. And I am proud to call the man a friend, because absolutely, I learn all the time when I have conversation with him and we exchange ideas and everything. It's a blessing to have someone like that.
Damn right. Damn right. Go, excuse me. Go get that education, man. If you care, if you love boxing, like you say. I mean, Tim Bradley could sit down and learn everything from this brother right here, because this is ridiculous, man. What we're going through. Salute to my brother Ultra Man, and that super chat. Much love. Always a pleasure to see you. Says, what's up, Drew? Merry Xmas to you. Chat in the panel, man. Salute to you, good brother. And salute to the Queen. Sugar Free Mars in the building. Go subscribe to Sugar Free Mars. She be burning them. Salute, Queen. She says, infinite blessings to the great kings, Druth and Stormy. Salute. Salute, salute. Y'all do me a favor. Damn, I can't. I'm trying to find. I want to wait. Hold on. I think he's on the other. Let me see. I'm trying to find. Somebody pin scrap. Somebody put Scrapbook Boxing's link into the chat so I can pin it, please. Slip the jab. Good to see you. Salute, man. Let me go to you, brother Act. Brother Act. As far as what Tim Bradley is saying, we all can agree that it's wrong. It's mindless rhetoric. Yeah, I just want to pick up off of what we were saying. We said Bud. We said Canelo. Interesting. Arturo Gatti, and I love using him as an example. He's in the Hall of Fame. Why is he there?
Representation.
There you go.
Yeah. Gotta be.
Yeah, but he's there. He's there.
Why did you put him in the Hall of Fame for action-packed fighters? Maybe there, but that's about it. I agree with those Storm.
Let me ask you another question. Why does Irish Mickey Ward, and I say this respectfully, why did he have a damn movie?
His movie was interesting, but I agree with you. It was interesting, but
yeah. You don't think
James Dave Burdock, and I'm glad they did do the Cinderella Man movie. You know, his movie to me deserved more. You know, maybe that's not really, the best dude, but he got it done. He deserved to me more of a movie than somebody like Christian.
You know what they what they did? When I say they, I mean the establishment. You know what they did get right? Clarissa Shields, who's still an active fighter, has a movie coming out.
Yes. I didn't get to see it yet.
That.
I didn't get to see it yet, but when I see it, I'm probably gonna do a review on my other channel.
Me too.
But allow me to say this though.
Go ahead.
None of them have a story like Deontay Wilder. And he has no movie.
Yeah, that would have been a good movie.
Listen, this is the thing that I want to tell you about. See, that person that had to get banned a little while ago for coming in with that racial speak, there's so much inequality that you can't overlook these things. Deontay Wilder's story is a real story that should be told. But because of what he represents, they don't want that type of information out there. You know why? Just like I spoke of earlier about the likes of someone like Bill Haney and what he means. See, anyone who could give you inspiration, hope, and as aspiration toward achievement, they don't want that for you. They want you out here deleting each other, talking bad about each other, stripping each other down and warring and everything, and not getting ahead, remaining behind, remaining a stepping stone for others. That's what they want for you.
Yeah.
And until you understand these things, you're going to forever help complete that process.
Correct.
Forever. And forever is a pretty damn long time, the last time I checked.
Damn right. And you see, they romanticize a lot of fighters. Clarissa Shields has a story, and I respect it. And I know she's done some things that, you know, that to me were very questionable. You know, I never spoke on the thing with Papoose or whatever. I don't think she should be involved in things like that. That's why I never spoke about it on Pep Talk. I like the dust to settle on things before I address it. I don't want to be the first to hop on things. You know what I mean? That's why I didn't speak on it. Fine. But she is the GOAT for a reason. I'm glad they're giving her flowers while she's here. The brother Deontay, that's a movie. You understand? But they romanticize guys like Tyson Fury. You always hear about him overcoming, and then I'm a gypsy and no one likes me. You know, listen, in America, you're just a 6'9" white guy. That's why they love you. That's why Americans love Conor McGregor. And it's not only Irish people that love him. They love representation, like Stormy says. They love representation. And let me be clear. There's nothing wrong with you gravitating towards somebody because you identify with how they look, because they remind you of you. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you start drifting away from the sport as far as fairness, as far as you know, what you say with your pointless rhetoric, and when you're found being dirty, I got a problem with that. I don't care what race, culture, or creed you are. You become an eyesore. You become a false representation. You become an embarrassment. And this is how I look at Tim Bradley. This shit is embarrassing what he's saying, especially after what he's done. Y'all will never understand that Manny Pacquiao shit with him rolling on the floor. I said, Manny ain't hit him that hard. What the fuck is he doing? That roll on the floor, that was the I'm sorry. You putting your arm around Manny, yo, no, we really friends. No, Tim. They insulted your kids. They insulted your fat wife. That's what they said. I was on YouTube reading the comments. Your kids, your fat wife, and called you all kinds of niggas. You know what? If it's F you, it's F them. Stand on it. At the very next press conference, you should have been like, yo, Manny, Christian man, you should be telling your fans to chill. All that smiling and shit, I don't buy it. As a Christian man, you should be telling the people calling me out my name and threatening my children, you should be telling them to chill. You're not doing it. So next fight, you gonna get this work. Talk your shit, Tim. Instead, you wanna put your arm around them? Silence is co-signing. I always said that. The Pinoys used to be like, oh, well, you know, Manny's a Christian man. I said, I never heard Manny tell his people on social media, yo, chill, don't do that. That's not what Jesus would do. I never heard him say it. And he knows what they were doing. But silence is co-signing. So Tim went through it. And he does have a Hall of Fame career. He went through it. So for you to take this position, right? Wait, hold on. I remember how he used to talk about Vasily Lomachenko. He did everything but wear knee pads while he was talking about him. And y'all know what I'm talking about. I remember him talking about Tyson Fury. I remember how he talked about Sergey Kovalev, Gennady Golovkin. But he got an extra critique when it comes to his own. The fighters that look like him, come from the same places he came from. Get the fuck out of here. Andre Ward, that was my thing with him. We ain't gotta be fair. I always say that. We don't have to be. Andre Ward was told that he was gonna lose to Kovalev in a roundabout way with people he shared the booth with. They picked Kovalev, and Andre whooped his ass twice. I remember things like that. So it gets enraging when I see these quote-unquote brothers say things like, I ain't asked for your help. I ain't asked for your support. I'm just keeping it boxing them. Oh, fine. You got to watch these dudes. Because we're mixed up. But when Tim Bradley right? It was cool when he could critique Devin and say what he wants about Bill and all this other stuff. It's cool and it's funny. Now he talking about Usyk, and I want to see what the world has to say. Is he going to get silently canceled? Because race aside, accolades, resume, and a little bit of this, how we view boxing, it is indeed tainted by who? The fanatics. When y'all are factoring in money generated, as a means to putting you on an all-time great list, you got a problem. That's why I asked my brother Ack, why is Arturo Gatti in the Hall of Fame? To me, he's in the Hall of Fame because of how he went out in his life. His wife murdered him. And that's some nonsense. Now, was he an action fighter? Yes. Did he sell out Atlantic City? Yes. But we all know he was an ass whooping waiting to happen. We all know that. But Mickey Ward gets a movie. Gatti gets to the Hall of Fame. But we want to over-critique guys like Bud, who's been a clean fighter from day one. But not question Canelo, who hasn't. Not question Tyson Fury. We want to give Tyson Fury all this credit, but Usyk beats him not once but twice convincingly. And we want to question if he's an all-time great. Yo, look, y'all put that fat white man on a pedestal. We didn't do it. We've been telling you for years that he's a cheater. He shouldn't be in the sport. But fine, y'all put him there. Now this Ukrainian dude comes and beats him handily, and you don't want to give him his credit now? Why? Watch this. If you want to say Fury's not treated well because he's a gypsy, I can say y'all coming down on Usyk because he's Ukrainian.
Nigga, nigga, boo, where are you? We got some niggas to talk down. Come on, nigga, boo, I need you to download all of your kind now. And if you root for me and I'm my kind and never represent them blacks, I'll get snagged. And if you promise you'll persuade the judge to pick the whites and not those blacks, it's a fact that I'm rewarding you with jigga a biscuit meal for the deal now. Nigga jigga boo, I thank you for showing the world how you get down. You fucking jigaboo.
Shout out to Willie Lowe Bomb Squad for the track Nigga Jigaboo. You on mute, Stormy. Nigga Jigaboo.
Thank you so much, Willie Lowe, for keeping it real.
Bottom line, I don't respect this guy, Tim, man. I could differentiate the two. I don't, Hall of Fame, cool. Resume, cool. I ain't got no problem with what Tim has done in his career, but there are a couple of things I could have seen, and I can say that about a lot of fighters. But Tim, you wrong. Being an asshole. You know what I mean? Let me go back to the brother Act. Could you give me, by today's standards, give me a fighter that's going to end up in the Hall of Fame, but realistically, in your opinion, he doesn't deserve to be there. Anybody you could think of?
That's a good question. Are we going on personal preference?
It could be whatever. It could be whatever. Greatest says Tank Davis.
Everybody ain't wrapped up, but I guess they're gonna put Canelo there.
Yeah.
I guess if you want to rate him would you even rate him in great Mexican fighters?
Well, you know what? Interesting, because I've seen the greats speak on him.
He could fight. Don't get me wrong. He could fight.
He can be rated amongst them, but he can't be rated highly.
No,
That's why I was saying what I said, Storm.
Yeah,
that's why I said what I said.
Yeah, I heard Eric Morales translate and talk. My brother Xavier, he sends me clips all the time, translated from Espanol, and he's like, "Yo, they don't really f with him like that because they know what he's doing."
Him and Tiafimo.
Tiafimo, huh?
Yeah, him and Tiafimo.
Yeah. Our brother I fellow the War Report, he says, I don't think it's because he's Ukrainian. It's because he has no major alliances backing him. True story. And he refuses to sign with major long-term. And you know what? I'm glad you said that, brother, because I agree. He has no super-duper promoter behind him. But I can respect that because he's still getting the work done. And he's seen opportunity. His skin did play a role in him getting opportunity. I'll say that. Because Deontay, after he beat Hellenist, nobody wanted to get in the ring with him, Usyk included, and he was frozen out for a minute. And
Thomas, they're gonna put him there though, Thomas. Sorry to cut you.
Yeah, they
they're gonna put T.O. there. Trust
and then Turkey Al-Sheikh came through, and then he got the ball rolling. You understand? I mean, this is crazy. You know what? It's interesting. I have a clip. Let me see. Y'all cook for a moment. I have a clip of not Tiafimo. I have a clip of this Spanish. They were talking to.
I don't like calling dudes great until it's all said and done. That's a personal preference for me. I don't know how everybody else views it. I see somebody else.
Well, in the sport of boxing, what's interesting is this: how do you determine greatness in boxing? And I would like for Drew to put a poll up with a couple of answers, that you can provide, or to get someone to write in the chat what would they use as a criteria to determine greatness in boxing.
So I put it what?
Wait, hold on. Act. What would you say are criteria that you would determine to be able to label a fighter great?
Skill is one, Storm. I'm big on skill, and I also like resume. Those are the two, to me personally. Those are the two most important things. I'm saying for me personally, what I mean? I like to see, skill set and resume, their body of work,
But don't you think that matchmaking for resume can still make a fighter appear to be a little bit better?
Yes. And I agree with you.
Because certain fights, it's about timing. It's about when you fought somebody.
Yes.
Were they past it? Were they still in a competitive place?
Were they considered old? Yeah, you're right. All of that, yeah.
I'll tell you the criteria that I like to look at to determine greatness in a fighter. First of all, they have to have the desire to want to go out to prove that they're the best. Not conditionally, but unconditionally. The fact that they are willing to take a call, whether it be with full preparation or short preparation. The fact that they show resiliency after suffering setbacks or even losses. They can come back from that and show that they were still able to be every bit as successful and perform under the same semblance of representation of self as they had before they suffered the setback. Because sometimes a setback or a loss can make someone mentally unconditioned going forward, scared to walk through the fire, scared to lose what they got. Hey, Sylvester Stallone put that in the Rocky films, especially Rocky 3. You see, those are the kind of things. And remember, we're living in a society now that has gotten us away from those aspects of what should be important. And because it's become the participation trophy society, where I said, earlier after coming behind Drew, and he said the bar has been set so low. I said, no, there is no bar anymore. We're all on the ground. Because as long as all of us feet on the ground, we can look at each other and not have to give praise, adulation, or acknowledgement for someone who's fucking ascending.
Yep.
Above and beyond you. That's what my criteria for observation of greatness is. And the proper coaches and trainers out here in the sport of boxing should understand that as well.
Going to Cook Act, I'm trying to find something.
Yes, sir. Completely agree with Storm said. Storm, he touched more on he touched on physical attributes too, but he definitely touched on more the mental aspect of it too. So I definitely don't. I agree with everything that he said. You know, me personally, I think strength of opposition does matter to me, and I also do think skill set. But I do agree with him as far as you being able to bounce back from adversity. To me, even if you even if you didn't lose, if it looks like you're about to take a loss, you remember Stormy when Sean Porter and Bud fought? You remember what they said in the corner?
Yeah. Yeah, they told him, they said, hey man, you're gonna have to step it up. I think he's ahead. Bud was like,
he's like, how? He's like, how?
You know, and he goes out there and immediately plants Sean on his behind. That was something out of a movie, because it was like he hadn't been fighting in that fifth gear yet, right? It's like he went out and said, let me turn it up.
That shit was amazing.
I think that should be in his movie. If they do a movie for him, Storm, they gotta put that. I hate to do it to Sean Porter. I like Sean, but yeah, they gotta put that sequence in the movie.
But do you know something about that entire fight promotion thing? He is friends with Sean. In fact, when they were in the amateurs and everything, Sean was like the only guy who would talk to him and befriend him, because everybody thought something was wrong with Bud. They was like, hey, that dude is kind of, because he's ready to fight everybody and not in the ring. He's just like a hothead or whatever. But he had talent. He wanted to fight Sean's dad. You know what I mean? It's like, but Sean befriended him. So they knew each other. They developed a cordial relationship. And the fact that when it came down to getting ready to fight, someone from PBC and stuff like that, Bud was telling Sean, don't let them push you out there just because they want to test the waters of how I am and all of that. He was like, don't let them use you like that. That's what Bud was trying to tell Sean, because he really didn't want to fight the guy. But when they decided to make the fight, Bud's like, okay, let's do this, But Bud just went about, it was like, okay, I'm in here, I'm fighting my boy, but, we're going to fight and I'm going to win. Well, early in the fight, when Sean tried to do that bullying tactic, rushing in on Bud, and Bud picked him up and drove him into the ropes. Do you remember that?
Sure
yes, yep.
It was like, you ain't doing that. And Sean didn't do that no more. So from that point on, Sean was just trying to box him and everything. And Bud wasn't trying to knock him out. He was not. But when they told him, hey, man, I think they got this thing close, he might even be ahead. He was like, they got him ahead? How? What? Okay. Bell rings. He goes out there. And within the first 20 seconds, he put Sean on his ass. Man, something that he could have did earlier in the fight. But what I'm trying to tell people is this. You think you know what you're looking at when you're looking at boxing? No, you don't know a damn thing. Shout out to Roger Mayweather. Because Bud was being businesslike. But when it came to a point where it's like, I got to eat or I got to starve, he did what he had to do. And Sean's dad knew this and he stopped the fight because he didn't want to see his son get obliterated. And what did he do? He took a hellified lot of heat off of his son by saying stuff like, well, when we were training, he wasn't doing the things that he normally does. And this. He took the heat. He took the heat. That's a man. And y'all bought that too. Well, Sean wasn't training hard and he wasn't doing this. Has Sean Porter ever given you the impression he don't train hard for fights?
Bullshit. Never.
I've never even seen him tired.
You see what I'm saying?
Never.
I've never even seen him tired.
No.
Sean got knocked down. He beat the shit out the mat more than he beat on Bud. Punching the mat. If you tired, you can't punch the mat like that. If you beat up, you can't punch. Remember, he was punching the mat. Bud just turned up on his ass. Whooped him easy.
This is why I said, but it was easy for people to go that route because they don't want to give Bud his credit.
Exactly.
That's
let me.
And I'm not, I'm so loving Bud. No, I'm telling you the truth about boxing. If you know what you're looking at, you know what you're looking at. I just ran down a whole freaking narrative, like Axe said, could be great for a movie. Because hindsight is 2020. But I was looking at it in real time when it happened. Just like years ago when I saw that Mike Tyson was getting ready to come unhinged in his rematch against Evander Holyfield. He had taken an ass whooping for 10 rounds in the first fight, even trying dirty tactics. Do you guys realize that he bit Holyfield in the first fight? You don't know that, do you? Go back and watch. There was a point in the fight when they were in close, in a clinch, and Tyson, with his mouthpiece hanging out of his mouth, was over on Holyfield's shoulder like this, and he tried to bite. And Holyfield pulled himself away from him and fired a couple of shots at him. That was the first fight.
Yep.
But in the second fight, Holyfield's manhandling him, bullying him into the ropes, all of this. Tyson, in the first fight, intentionally headbutt Holyfield, hoping to get the fight stopped or something. And the referee, Mitch Halpern, rest in power to Mitch Halpern, who was at that time the best referee in boxing, just behind what's the name?
Mills Lane.
Mills Lane, best referee. But in the rematch, Tyson came apart mentally by the second round and decided, I ain't going through this. I ain't gonna take no ass whooping tonight. And he got out of there. How did he get out of there? Because when Mills Lane, after the first ear bite, told him it's a 2-point deduction. If you do that again, you're out. They resumed the fight. He goes out and bites Holyfield on the other ear. People forget this. And he was immediately disqualified. Immediately. He wasn't disqualified for biting Holyfield the first time. He was disqualified for doing it on purpose the second time. After being told that he would be disqualified if he did it again. Is that a conscious decision or is it not?
I mean, at least he got warned. You know how some referees are.
Yeah.
This is why I say it was a decision that he made. He didn't want to go through with it. Warriors go through with it. You've seen Holyfield get knocked pillar to post by Riddick Bowe. You've seen him get pounded by a big man like Lennox Lewis. He never stopped. Even though he said it ran through his mind to stop, he never stopped. He kept fighting because that's what a professional does. You do your job. These guys of today, I will not make excuses for your asses because you're complacent. You have no sense of drive or fervor to be the best or whatever. You just want people to powder and pamper your soiled, dirty asses. I'm not going to do that.
Hell no.
I'm not doing that. I challenge you to be the best that you can be. You need to elevate instead of laying and marinating in sewage.
That's right.
If you were dressed up and you walked outside tripped and fell in some boo-boo. And now you got it on your clean clothes. Are you gonna lay there all day and complain to everybody that walk past you? Hey, look at this, man. This is due to all my fresh, clean clothes. I was on my way out and tripped and fell, and somebody didn't pick up behind their dog. Now it's on my suit. Well, what should I do? Man, should I do? You say, get your ass up and go in the house and change.
Yeah, tell these kids this is ridiculous, man. He's a grown ass fucking man running around with a girl, and we're the villains because all we want to see them do is fight the contemporaries, and we're the villains. And this why I keep my chat a certain way, because I don't entertain that. See, what's second nature to us, to these new kids today, y'all entertain this shit. I don't. Either gonna do it or you're not. Mentioned Canelo earlier. Let me play this small video, and it's translated, but to my Spanish-speaking audience, y'all will hear it more direct when they talk about Canelo on other avenues. This is what they say. Just listen to this.
¿Qué opinión tienes del Canelo?
Carrera prefabricada, un gran hacedor de dinero, un gran marketing. Él llega en el momento en que el boxeo hispano necesitaba una figura para revivir la figura del pago por evento en Estados Unidos, que aquí en México ya no funcionó. Tipo poco carismático, tipo prepotente, muy ególatra y para mí un boxeador más. No es...
Nada más.
Sí, porque toda su carrera se la prefabricó. ¿Por qué peleó con Golovkin 3 años después? ¿Por qué peleó con Cotto cuando ya iba de salida? ¿Por qué le ponen a Kovalev y de repente si tú ves en cámara lenta el knockout, creo que en el 8º o 9º round, hasta parece una escena de la película de Rocky? Y yo lo digo y el Canelo me tiene bloqueado por dio órdenes en el Museo de Cera que el día que develaron su estatua yo no podía entrar. A Faitelson no lo dejó entrar a su última pelea. Pues que siga con su farsa. La historia lo va a juzgar al paso del tiempo, porque Julio César Chávez está acá y Canelo es Canelito. Está aquí abajo.
Bro. Prefabricated career, man. That's what they said, not me.
Drew, do you remember we had a conversation after the Kovalev fight, and I told you it looked like Kovalev let him knock him out?
Yes, yes.
You remember that conversation we had?
Yes. Yep.
And then I talked about just moments later, after supposedly being knocked out by Canelo, he's over there clapping and holding old boy's hands up like this or whatever, celebrating because he got how much? He got paid how much for that?
$12 million.
$12 million.
Yeah, 12.
And that was on the heels of that stuff he had done to that woman and her dog.
Woman,
He needed that.
DUI.
He needed that bag.
Yup. Hey, mind you, it's $2 million more than what Jamel Charlo got paid.
Do you think Canelo punches harder than Anthony Yard?
No. Man, that wasn't the... Even Kovalev called for the rematch after being properly rested. Ignored. See what I mean? After this man said, I'm not going to give you a third Gennady Golovkin fight, goes up to fight Bivol, loses, and then we get the third Gennady Golovkin fight. I didn't ask for that. So, Tim, is Canelo a Hall of Famer for doing shit like that? I'm asking. Is he not an all-time? Yo, listen, Canelo's going to be an all-time great. 20 years from now, he's going to be in the conversation. And everything we pointed out is going to fall by the wayside because people, there's a lot of tribalism, and there's a lot of people that are even worse, uneducated. They are uneducated. And that's the word. That's why Scrapbook, that's why the link to his channel is pinned to the top. Get that education. What Canelo's done is he played chess his whole career. He's generated billions of dollars. He just now G'd the PBC out of how much money? And that's no promise of getting the Benavidez fight. In fact, the man said, I'm not doing it. All he has to add is an additional 20 pounds on fight night. Well, goddamn, you just fought Egler Berlanga, who came in damn near 200 pounds on your ass. And the fight was at super middleweight. But David Benavidez is fighting at 175, and on the night of his fight, he came in what? 183? No, he was lighter than that. He came in like 8 pounds over the 175 limit. He came in lighter than Benavidez. Benavidez came in lighter on his fight night at 175 than Edgar Berlanga came in against Canelo at 168. So y'all gonna fucking tell me? What could you say? Why is no one holding Canelo accountable? No, y'all want to blow him. So go ahead and blow him. But I
and Drew, you see, he not complaining about his bag.
No.
You don't see Canelo complain. He Ted DiBiase over there. $1 million.
$1 million.
He's not. I haven't seen him complain once. Every time he do an interview, Drew or Storm, he be like, "I like to thank Al Heyman, my coach." You know what I'm saying? You know, like.
When's the last time you heard anybody?
Been over.
When's the last time I heard anybody in the PPC thank Al Heyman? I'm asking.
Do we know if Al Heyman is still around?
I don't, bro. I heard he's sick.
How about some of these investigative guys with their content and everything go and try to figure out that one? If you can prove that Al Heyman is still around, do it. Prove it.
Bro, listen. I'll talk to y'all after the show. I'll talk because y'all know. Listen, I'll talk to y'all after that. There's certain things that I'm not at liberty to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, this is to get the wheels turning.
Yeah.
Nah, you right, Storm. Where's Rorschach at? From Foxman. Where they at?
Where's the question? We need them. I want to know where the brother at. Now, here's the thing. I'm not wishing her. Now, listen. Rush Limbaugh, before he died, and good riddance to bad rubbish. Before he died, y'all remember when he said he hoped Barack Obama failed? And I said, yo, look, man, I know you don't like your choice of candidate, but he's in the House. To hope that the president fails is to hope that the country fails. Stupid. That's like saying, I don't like this pilot flying the plane. I hope he fails. Nigga, you better hope he flies the best flight of his life while you're in the plane, stupid. Dummy. So I'm not wishing harm on Al Heyman. I'm not hoping he fails, but I'm seeing a lot of discrepancies and I'm asking, what the hell's happening, bro? What's going on?
Hey, that about the planes, that remind me of a quick story about Muhammad Ali when he became the heavyweight champion of the world. He was flying to Africa for the first time, and the stewardess came to him and said, "Mr. Ali, would you like to come up to the captain's pilot booth?" And they invited him. So he goes up there, and he famously said, "What y'all done did with the real pilots?" Because the two men were black.
Oh,
flying the plane. He said, "What y'all done did with the real pilots? We gonna crash."
That seemed like something he
Ali, man, he was something else.
Man,
he had never seen a black pilot before. You know what I'm saying?
Hell,
it's like he on the way to Africa. He's like something like, "Man, these niggas gonna take the plane down."
Man, listen. I had some black Japanese kamikaze type. Man, I understand. Well, in closing, man, Tim Bradley's all over the place with his opinions. To dump on Usyk and say that he's not an all-time great, that's just ridiculous. But the bar's so low by today's standard, and I'm not discrediting Usyk because all he's done is win. But what I'm saying is, since all he's done is win, he's an all-time great. 2-time undefeated, and he just recently beat the man that y'all put on the pedestal. This is y'all doing. We told y'all about Tyson Fury, but y'all held him to this high standards. Well, fine. Now he done beat the man twice. So now that makes Usyk an all-time great because he's 2-time undisputed. And he can either ride off into the sunset or run that fade with Daniel Dubois again. He can do that. You know what I'm saying? So, hey. Oh, our fella says, Tank thanks.
Yeah, he did.
He thanked. Oh, okay. I was asking because I don't know.
He made 6'4". He made 6'4" actually say that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I was asking because I don't know. I don't know because
Well, it's just him and Canelo, but he ain't happy. It's a difference. Canelo.
Well, okay. Well, y'all hang on after I end because whatever. I'm privy to a lot of information. I can't say it out loud because it's not my information to reveal. But all the boxing Rorschachs and questions and Batman, get on your grind. Find out what's going on. Y'all don't know what I know, and I'm cool with it. But anyway, man, we're gonna roll. I think the general's about to come on. Act, tell them how they can find you, good brother.
Oh man, yeah, y'all check me out on the Jab Jamboree. We're gonna be doing the heavyweight tier list Saturday, 10:30 a.m. All my early birds out there, and also catch me on Comic Cons this Sunday at around 8. But it's not gonna be me person. It's gonna be my brother D-Man and Derek Gaines. Salute to Derek Gaines. They're gonna be versing each other. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get that smoke with Derek too. We gotta figure out what we're gonna talk about though. I gotta get that with Derek too. Hell yeah.
Yeah, he called D-Man out. He said I'll wait for Drew, but he wanted my bro D-Man, so we got D-Man out to do his homework.
We gonna come across something. So salute to you, good brother. Stormy, let them know how they can find you, good brother.
Man, everybody can find me right out here on YouTube, man. It's Stormy B Man is the channel. That's Stormy B Man in all caps, but no cap.
There it is. So salute to everybody. The Venmo, Zelda, Cash App. Y'all go subscribe to 100% of our family. And the general should be on cooking. And I'll catch y'all on the AM, man. Pep Talk, Friday night. Bronx on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are.
Nigga, jigga, boo, where are you? We got some niggas to talk down. Come on, jigga, boo, I need you to download all of your kind now. And if you root for me and all my kind and never represent them blacks, I'll give snacks. And if you promise you'll persuade the judges, pick the whites and not those blacks, it's a fact that I'm rewarding you a jigga, a big meal for the deal now. Nigga, jigga, boo, I thank you for showing the world how you get down. You fucking jigaboo.
Take your stinking paws off!